Hello and welcome. So, what does the term staycation mean to you? Well, this is my video, so of course I'm going to tell you what it means to me. We're hearing it more and more. And what I've noticed over the last several months is there have been quite a few RV channels, YouTubers that have migrated from their RV or van life lifestyle into a more fixed home base. Is that a form of staycationing? I looked at Home Depot's stock prices. In March, their stock was about $170 a share. 6 months later, their stock is $275 a share. And it's speculated that part of that sharp rise in stock price can be attributed to the fact people are spending more time at home. What seems to be happening is people are spiffing up their house, adding new things, maybe some patio furniture, or painting a wall, or adding flooring or some furnishings to give their house a more resort feel to it, a more vacation feel. Hence this new term, staycation. Well, as I've said before, I live in a tourist town, a destination spot, a vacation spot, a resort area. And I've been staycationing for years because there's so much to see and do right outside my door. Whether that door is the door on my home base or the door here in the van. Now, you might not live in the same tourist destination that I live in, but staycationing can still be an attractive alternative to spending a lot of money on a 1 or 2 week vacation that's over almost before it begins. You could be visiting local places of interest. One thing I like to do is Google a town and then go to the Chamber of Commerce and read about the points of interest. Sometimes I know more about things in the town than people that live there. It's amazing. But there are things all around us that we don't even know exist. Then the obvious, of course, parks, trails, bike paths, museums of special interests, all sorts of outdoor activities. All these things are pretty much fair game right now. As weather changes, well, people start moving indoors because it's getting cold out, that sort of thing. Not spending as much time outdoors. You can still spend time getting into a new hobby, maybe learning a musical instrument, or just reading or listening to an audiobook, learning something new. There's always, of course, the fact that we're every day we're eating something. So if we're at home more, we can justify spending a little more money on maybe some kitchen utensils or cooking equipment to make fancier meals that we haven't tried before, new experimentation in the kitchen. Then, of course, there's sprucing up the inside of the house, adding flooring, maybe some new furnishings, just to give the house a new feel. So with everything that's been going on around here and other parts of the country and the world, it's easy to start feeling cooped up or boxed in. But instead of feeling that way, what I chose to do was think outside the box, engage these brain cells and get them working a little bit. And this has been going on for me for quite a long time. Years ago, I started thinking about this. I don't think I've taken a traditional vacation in many years. The first thing I considered was the money part. So let's take a look at that. The average cost for a hotel room nationwide is $107. Since I'm in a tourist town, those prices are much higher. But currently here, there haven't been any rooms available. Either the hotels have been closed or they were opened up and firefighters are occupying the rooms, taking care of the fires in the area. But suppose I could get a room. Lodging for a week's vacation would be over $1,000. Add to that meals and entertainment, and a week vacation would be nearly $2,000. Not to mention I'd be paying rent or part rent or part of a mortgage payment on my empty home. Kind of a double whammy. Then the week comes to an end. It feels like it's over before it started, and I'm $2,000 lighter in the pocketbook. What could I do differently? How could I get more value out of this money I spent? Well, I could spend it differently. Rather than spending it on a place to sleep and clean up for a little while, for a few days, I could put it towards something I could potentially get more use out of throughout the year. Something like this road trek. Doesn't have to be a road trek, but something that you can utilize. Let's face it, I'm not going to spend my precious vacation time in a hotel room. Most of the time, I'm going to be seeing the sights, doing things outside, only coming back to get cleaned up, change clothes, and sleep. So I'm only in there a few hours. That's a lot of money for just a few hours. I took the thinking a step further. I thought if I disposed my car and used the road trek for transportation, I could realize even more value and utility by only having one vehicle. And another step, by adding a bicycle, in my case an electric bicycle, to the equation, for short trips, 5 miles or so, I could count those miles as miles I would have otherwise used a vehicle for, burned up fuel. So I could count them as miles driven towards the overall MPG of the vehicle and bring the road trek more into a conventional vehicle kind of MPG rating. I know it's just mental gymnastics and justification for things, but again, it just it made me feel good. I also get some health benefits from the exercise, riding the bike, along with accessibility to places that I might otherwise not be able to get to, places that don't have parking nearby, or where I'd have to pay for parking, or just the access is easier walking or riding a bike than it would be driving a car or a vehicle like this. I transformed my daily driver from a car to what we call a recreational vehicle, the road trek. What that did was have the effect of putting my mind into recreational mode every day, because every day I climb into a recreational vehicle. So at least part of every day I'm in this recreational mode, and the day feels like it's a little more recreational. It might be just a simple breakfast at the beach. Rather than eat at home at the counter, I take my breakfast with me or make it in the van, drive over to the beach, sit out, have some nice scenery, and eat breakfast, and then go to work. Takes a little planning, but not much. Once you get into the swing of it, it's easy to do. It doesn't have to be a beach. It could be a park. It could just be a stand of trees, just some scenery. It just makes me feel good rather than feeling cooped up, stuck at home, boxed in with nowhere to go or nothing to do. It's kind of, I feel like I have plenty of things to see and do. The road trek has been a great alternative to spending money on that brief 1 or 2 week vacation. Every day has a little vacation in it, if you will. I view the road trek as an extension of my home. So you might say it's like doing a remodel or a home addition. Only this one has wheels. And this is how I've incorporated the concept of a staycation into my lifestyle. At least I do, I use words all the time, and then I say, I never really thought to think about the word. I know the word, I know what it means, but I haven't really thought about it. Like, for example, I say, I'm going on vacation. I look at the word, vacate, vacation. I'm vacating? Really? And that's fun? It's definitely expensive. I haven't vacationed, taken a vacation for years, in the conventional sense. I prefer to call what I'm doing recreation. I recreate. I'm being creative. Recreative. I have to use these brain cells a little bit. To me, vacating or vacationing is subtractive, especially to my bank account. While recreating is additive. It's energizing. It lifts me up. It makes me feel good. When I vacate, I'm investing in a hotel room. When I recreate or recreate, I'm investing in me. How I think about things affects how I feel about them. It affects my outlook. There's another word. Outlook. Looking out. When we look out, we can see outside. Maybe outside a box we might be feeling cooped up in, for example. Who does my outlook affect? Me. Who should I be looking out for? Me. When I engage my mind, start using those brain cells, start thinking, specifically thinking outside of an emotional box I might feel I'm in, it can really change my outlook, change the way I feel. It can upend things, turn negatives into positives. And taking a mental vacation can often lead to an emotional train wreck. It's kind of an indication to me that I've disengaged my mind and just allowed my feelings to take over things. Emotions void of thought are thoughtless emotions. Doesn't sound good. Emotions filled with thought are thoughtful emotions. That sounds like a better place to be, at least for me. I'm really interested in your thoughts. Please leave a comment. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you think it'd help somebody else, please share it with them. Subscribe and you'll be notified when new content gets posted. Thanks for watching the video. And as always, like I said before, comment as you see fit. Till the next video, try a staycation.